Good morning. Good morning. Yeah, that's what I like to hear. Welcome to Science Central. My name is Martin Fisher. I'm the Executive Director here at Science Central, and I'm so pleased that all of you are here for the next stage of Science Central and our latest and greatest exhibit. All right, so I'm curious. How many of you like rocks and fossils and dinosaurs? Raise your hand. Cool. How many of you like volcanoes and plants and birds? Raise your hand. How many of you like stars and astronomy and planets and space? Raise your hand. How many of you like the ocean and waves and sand and tsunamis and things like that? Raise your hand. Maybe not tsunamis. Well, guess what? With this exhibit called Science on a Sphere, you will be able to see all of them. I would like to thank all of you for joining us this morning, all of our members, all of our community visitors. I also want to make sure to thank a group that's been working for many, many years. The Board of Directors of Science Central. If any of you are here, please raise your hand so everyone can see you. And you may have noticed a group of people from when you first arrived through the entire building wearing these wicked awesome black shirts and the wicked awesome new logo. All of the staff of Science Central, they've been working behind the scene for years. They've been helping with the design process. They've been dealing with a lot of demolition and construction noise. All of the staff, any of them that are here, raise your hand. Give them a round of applause for all of their work. Three individuals that I would like to also point out that have been working behind the scenes for about 2 years now. My fundraising team to help to raise the sponsorship dollars to be able to bring this exhibit to Fort Wayne and Northeast Indiana, the tri-state region. My fundraising team of Andrew Abels over there, Mike Packnett from Parkview Hospital, the president of Parkview Hospital, and Mayor Tom Henry. The last two I know aren't here, but those three definitely deserve a round. And without the gracious support and the assistance and the guidance of our lead sponsor, the AEP Foundation, and our own local I&M Power, Indiana Michigan Power, and the president, Paul Chodak, right over there, naming rights, being able to lead and get this exhibit. Without their guidance, help, and support, we would not have been able to bring this amazing exhibit called Science on a Sphere to Science Central. Round of applause to AEP. I would also like to thank our other sponsors. We had wonderful interest from our community foundations here in town. So in alphabetical order, the AEP Foundation, our foundation, the Chapman Fund, City of Fort Wayne, English Bonter Mitchell Foundation, Journal Gazette Foundation, Lincoln Financial Foundation, Lutheran Health Network, Macmillan Foundation, Parkview Health, Steel Dynamics Foundation, Sweetwater Sound, and the Waterfield Foundation. Thank you to all of them. We had quite a few people and groups involved in the actual design, demolition, and installation work. I'd like to thank our various contractors, Fetters Construction, ASG for the sound, Design Collaborative, our architectural group that put all of this together from paper to reality, Sweetwater Sound, and ASG, who I mentioned, came up with a sound system that is so unique for the Science on a Sphere installations that our design, this design is going to be getting introduced to future Science on a Sphere sites around the world. And finally, our graphics design company that made these really cool looks on the outside and inside, Paint the Town Graphics. Round of applause for the contractors. thank all of you, our members that have been hearing about this for years and years, and our visitors that came in today from the general public to join us for this. So all of you out there, take your right hand, reach over to your left side, give yourself a pat on the back. Thanks to all of you. Again, I would like to thank and introduce Paul from I&M, Indiana Michigan Power, to say a few words on behalf of the AEP Foundation. Paul.
I guess it's safe to admit it here, after several years studying my life, engineering, I'm to the science geek as well. You know, I'm also a businessman and a dad and a citizen of the country. And clearly, science, technology, engineering, and math, and the youth of our country are going to be our future. So we're just thrilled to death to be a part of this. And the real thanks goes to Martin and to his team here at Science Central. They provide the vision, they provide the insight, and they really provide the spark in the minds of our children that are going to lead to a better tomorrow. So Martin, thank you so much for all the work that you and your team have done. Thank you.
Yeah, Paul's a little bit taller than me. Yeah. Next, I want to go ahead and introduce our current chair of the Board of Directors of Science Central to say a few words on behalf of our community leaders and volunteers that help to guide us with these projects. Carrie Kitch. And maybe her daughter.
Thank you. This is very exciting, and you're going to love this. And on behalf of the Board of Directors, we could not be more proud of this day to share with our community. And we're also very proud of our Director, Martin Fisher, who this week celebrated his 6th year here with Science Central. And we're very grateful to have Martin. He worked tirelessly along with our Capital Campaign Committee and past Board Chair Doug Hyatt. They've done so much work to bring this, and we're very proud. It really delivers on our mission to bring relevant, current education to our community. Thank you very much.
Next, I would like to go ahead and introduce the past chair of our Board of Directors, Doug Hyatt, who's with I&M, who helped to coordinate a lot of the meetings and activities and really was here during the brunt of the design process and was here really during the major stages when we, the staff and the board, were trying to decide, should we bring this exhibit to Science Central? Doug Hyatt.
Thank you, Martin. Today represents really a culmination of a lot of effort, a lot of time and energy from people and organizations, and most importantly, Maurice and Martin, I know, spent a lot of time, a lot of years talking about this. But it goes back to a board retreat where we brainstormed ideas, what would be the next great thing to bring to Science Central. And when we say that, we really mean to Northeast Indiana and Northwest Ohio. So we talked about ideas that would be fun, exciting, and educational, but not only that, but for ages 8 to 80. So the idea was to bring something that everybody could get value out of. So it was also during a time when the economy was reeling, remember, in the late, mid-80s or 2000s. So it was a real challenge. But out of that came several subcommittees, a lot of field trips, a lot of time that Martin and Maurice spent on the phone working behind the scenes, and ultimately to Andrew and the fundraising team. So I guess the question I have for you, do you think we made the right decision as a board? Yeah. And the second question I'll leave you with is, what's the next great thing we need to do for Northeast Indiana and Northwest Ohio? If you have any ideas, everybody that Martin had raised their hand earlier, pass those ideas on, because we're going to be having another board retreat to do something even better and exciting for Science Central. Thank you.
Next, one of the gentlemen who was on our fundraising team, along with Mike Packnett from Parkview and Mayor Tom Henry, Andrew Abels, who's also on the board of directors, really helped with a lot of the planning, the design of when we would go out to the community to meet with potential sponsors and try to have them become a part of this project. And I'd like Andrew to go ahead and say a few words as well.
Thank you, Martin. Really, there's not a whole lot I can add from what you've already heard this morning. I'm sort of probably the last one almost before you get to see the sphere, so I'll make it short. But I am really proud of how the community, our members, our board, sort of all rallied around this project. Martin, if you haven't noticed, he's pretty excited. You know, he gets all his energy no matter what he's talking about. So when he brought the idea of Science on a Sphere to the board, okay, Martin, that sounds interesting, but really, let's see this. So a few of us took a field trip. We went over to Ohio and saw one, and as I walked in the door, which you're about to have the same feeling I had, I thought, Martin, you had me at Sphere, because it is the coolest thing you're ever going to see, I think. If you've ever seen the movie Despicable Me, anybody seen that movie, right? They shrink the moon down. Well, when you open this door, we open this doors here in a few minutes, you're going to see that moon and the earth shrunk down, and you're going to wonder, how did you get this in the room? So it's very cool. We're excited to have it. And thank you to all of our sponsors and the community for being behind us. Thank you, Mark.
We are very, very lucky, us being Fort Wayne, to have an out-of-town visitor come in to talk a little bit about Science on a Sphere, what it is, and to welcome us to the Sphere community. We have a gentleman who came in from NASA who is the NASA Science on a Sphere expert. In fact, he's even been downloading a few data sets for us the past few days. Maurice Henderson, I'd like for him to say a few words.
Good morning, good afternoon, and I just want to congratulate Fort Wayne on the decision to bring Martin to Fort Wayne and then to bring Science on a Sphere, because it is a really exciting way to communicate with the rest of the world. And so this is an opportunity for you and all the work that you've done to become an enjoyment in many, many ways, both from science and fun, exposure to the things that are going on in the rest of the world. And we think we bring that in an effective way through the pipe of Science on a Sphere, but we want you to enjoy it in lots of new ways that you will come up with. So we encourage educators and community members to become a part of the experience of finding new ways to use this palette of Science on a Sphere to communicate science and art about the things of our world. And so I just want to again congratulate Fort Wayne, the board, Science Central for your engagement in supporting our larger community and the world. Thank you.
You ready to have some fun? Yeah. We're going to do some pretty cool stuff right now. We're going to go ahead. If I can trouble the children that are over here to back up a little bit because we have some very large scissors. We're going to go ahead and cut a ribbon. In a moment, we're going to initiate a drum roll. Feel free to join in when you hear the drum roll. Then we'll cut the ribbon. And you'll be able to see some way cool things.